Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm bringing you my Simply Simple box. As you can see, here we go again. It is just a simple box. That's all it is, just a very small box. But I just thought, you know, I love soft sea foam. And these beautiful butterflies are just delightful. I'm hoping you can see, there we go, that's a bit better. And I've actually, I don't know if it will show up, it's got Wink of Stella on it as well, so it makes it all glittery. And I just think it's cute. And sometimes you don't need to add a ton of stuff. Now you could stamp the cardstock before you made the box if you wanted to, but I just thought that adding just that butterfly on the top would be perfect. So I'm going to show you how I made it, and it is really simple. So I'm going to grab my scoring board here and my scoring tool. I take your pick, beautiful little. So I'm using So Saffron this time, and you need a sheet of cardstock for your base that is 4 by 4, which is 10 by 10 centimeters, and your lid is 3.5 by 3.5 inches, which is 9 by 9 centimeters. I'm going to score my lid first so that I can use my base as my shim, and I'm simply going to score at 3/4 of an inch on all 4 sides, which is 2 centimeters. And make sure my shim's still in place. Super simple, like I said, simply simple box. So I'm going to pop that to one side, and then I'm going to score my base, which I score at 1 inch on all 4 sides, and that is 2.5 centimeters. So really easy. And let's face it, who doesn't want to have something simple after all the craziness of Christmas and New Year? I know I do. So making the box up is the basic way to make up our boxes. Fold and burnish those score lines, and then we're simply going to cut the corner pieces into tabs, and to do that we're just going to cut wedges out of either side. So if you're new to crafting, we have the 4 corners here after we've scored, and we're simply cutting just down the one side there, so that gives us our tab, and then we're cutting wedges just into the side, and so that when we do that it will fold round nice and neatly. Okay, and then we turn it round so that those tabs are at the top, and then we're going to go again, and I'm just going to cut these straight and show you what I mean. So when we come to fold this round, you sometimes get this edge, whereas if we cut our little wedges, it gives us what we call wiggle room. Very technical term, but the wiggle room means we don't get that. Same again here, and you then have the base of your box that will look like this. So we then add some adhesive. Now you can use wet glue or dry glue, as in tape or anything you want. I'm just going to use this wet glue and just pop it on the tabs. And then what I like to do is grab random pegs and clips, and then when you're using wet glue, that is, you don't need it for dry glue. So just simply pop your piece together so that these edges are nice and straight, and then I just pop a clip on to hold it in place. So I do the same this side, make sure they're joined up, and pop the clip on. And when I say joined up, you can see that we've got that lovely 90-degree angle here of it being held together. And so we do exactly the same the other side. So pop it together, pop a clip on, and then the last one, oops, again just pop that in place and pop a clip on, and then we can pop that to one side just to let the glue dry. And while we're doing that, we can then fold and burnish our lid. So we're doing exactly the same process, fold and burnish, oops, all of those score lines. That just makes them nice and smart and I can't think of the word, crisp, a nice crisp fold. And then we're going to do exactly the same again with the lid. So those 4 corners we're going to create our tab by cutting down the one line, and then wedges by cutting out at the sides. Simple way to make a box, and we use the shim because we need to take into account the thickness of the base. So there's my lid made up, and then exactly the same process, however this time I'm only going to put adhesive on 2, and I shall show you why in a second. So again, these little clips are really strong, so again just going to put a clip on that side and one on that side, if I can grab it, and leave that one to dry for a moment. So I'm bringing in my Whisper White, my beautiful butterfly gala, and I think I'm going to go for this one again because I do really like this one. So photopolymer, I'm just popping them there on my block, and then I have So Saffron ink, which again I'm just going to ink up and stamp on there. And then to do the you can't really see it on this one actually because it's such a pale colour. You then need to get, I don't need the large one, actually the small one, sorry. So then I need the top wings of my butterfly there, ink up, oh that wasn't very smooth was it, and stamp off, and then stamp it over the butterfly. I'm having to put them over there because I forgot to get my stamping scrub out and it's drying. I washed it and forgot that I needed to do this, so it's now drying, but I'll sort it in a moment. So again, for the bottom we stamp on the ink, stamp off, and then add that beautiful bit to the bottom. And then the last part is the centre of the body, which I do in full colour, the full thickness of the ink. And then this is where I end up covered in this. Oh, and then pop that away. My beautiful butterfly duet punch. And I do only want the large one, so I'm just lining it all up. And then there's my gorgeous butterfly. I'm adding some Wink of Stella to this one too, and just make sure I've got some coming through. Just squeeze it slightly at the sides here where it says push, and it just gets that coming through, and then I'm just simply brushing all over my butterfly just to add that beautiful touch of glitter. And I'm just going to pop that there to dry because these will be perfect on the base now. So I can take all of those clips off, and then I can also take these two off here. And now what I'm going to do is get my 3/4 inch circle punch, and I should have done this sooner and I forgot, so I'm just going to pop, which end will be better, this one. So I should have done this sooner, but you just slide this on and punch your finger notches, which I've just about managed there. And then you pop the lid on your box so that it fits, then add the adhesive onto the tabs, and then I tuck them in and line them up whilst it's on the base. Firstly, it will give you, I've just wiped all that glue off on my finger. Firstly, it will give you a sturdy box base for you to fit these round, but it also ensures that your lid will fit, which it should nicely. And I'm just going to slide that off there, because make sure your notches are the way you want them, so whether you want them side by side or front to back. I'm going to go side by side on this one. And then, oh crumbs, everything's all tangled. What's going on here? There we go. I've just simply got a glue dot to pop the centre of my butterfly, and then I'm just going to pop him onto the centre of the box, and obviously pressing through the lid I can add that pressure to make that one stick. And then if you're struggling like me, you can then pick the sides of your butterfly up, give them a little bit of a push, and there he is. Pop your lid back on, and that gives you your Simply Simple box with them beautiful butterflies. Hope you like it, and I hope it encourages you to want to get these butterflies because they are adorable. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye!